It's rare that we see two releases this big happening on the same day. Usually, game publishers don't drop their big titles on the same day as another big title. That's exactly what's happening now. In the red corner, there's the PS5 exclusive samurai action open world title Rise of the Ronin, and then there's the multi-platform sequel to a 2012 action RPG cult hit, Dragon's Dogma 2.
Behold and rejoice! Fortune has delivered us our Savior at last! Praise be!
If you're not a PlayStation gamer, obviously there's not a debate here, but just in case the game eventually comes out for the PC, as some former PlayStation exclusives have, you'll have some idea if it's also a game for you. And we know there are two different types of games, but just in case your budget only allows for one game on release day March 22, what game would be a better fit for you? If it's the best graphics you're after, go for Dragon's Dogma 2. The game feels like a full step ahead of Rise of the Ronin. I first played Rise of the Ronin and thought it did have some pretty scenes, even if overall it felt below standard graphically for a PS5 exclusive. Dragon's Dogma 2 reinforces that last point. I've only played for about 5 hours, but already I've had a lot of wow moments where I walk slowly and smell the flowers, or trees in this case. It uses Capcom's RE engine, and it just looks amazing overall and is very immersive because of it. But one bad thing, in spite of its visuals and amazing character creation capabilities, the mouth animation looks horrible. I mean, what happened here?
This is the second time I've watched over you like this, isn't it?
The one who was riding on its back.
If you're looking for instant gratification, Rise of the Ronin is your game. Ronin will give you that gamer action dopamine high with every satisfying parry you make that's often capped off by unique, flashy, fatal blows. It has some bite-sized action moments and perfectly sized missions that allow you to just jump in anytime for immediate fun without requiring too much of an emotional or time investment. Although chances are you will still get invested in the characters. Dragon's Dogma 2 on the other hand is a slow burn type of game. You need to be in a certain mindset going into this game. A very patient mindset. The game makes no accommodations for impatient gamers. There's no easy way to fast travel. There are no quest markers. Maximum healable health goes down as you take damage that can only be recovered by looking for a camping zone or going to an inn. The game certainly goes for a more realistic flavor, which to some may feel tedious. Like, for example, you clear the dungeon and you just want to exit, you will have to backtrack, which feels like boring busy work to me. But I know what the game wants to do. It really wants to immerse you. So we'll see if this is something that I'll be able to enjoy eventually. You'll have to prepare well for a quest, bring the right items, and plan your travel route. Otherwise, you'll be spending time backtracking, looking for a merchant, an inn, or a camping zone to help you in your quest. As it stands though, I think Dragon's Dogma 2 is a game that becomes more rewarding as you make deeper progress through time, while Ronin just grabs you from the get-go and is bursting with personality. Dogma 2 has a more serious, realistic, muted vibe. Do you want to explore Japan in the 1800s at a time when the country was opening up to Western influence, leading to an interesting mix of Japanese and Western elements? Or do you want what looks to be the most visually stunning depiction of a medieval fantasy world filled with castles, griffins, and goblins? Because if you're a fan of samurais, katanas, geishas, and cherry blossom, Ronin is a can't-miss game. Conversely, if you love your Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings or what have you, you can say the same for Dragon's Dogma 2. It depends on what kind of setting you're feeling right now. If you get a sense of dread thinking about the battles and overall oppressive feeling in Souls-like games, you'll have a chance to like any of these titles. Rise of the Ronin is more like a Souls-like, borrowing elements from Souls-like games and then just tuning things to be more forgiving. While Dragon's Dogma 2 may be harder than Rise of the Ronin, the battles going from level 1 to level 12 have so far been manageable, easy even. Nothing has been as stressful or dreadful as going up even against a normal enemy in, say, Demon Souls. The battles so far lean more towards a more traditional action RPG than a Souls-like. Sometimes it even feels like what the combat in Baldur's Gate 3 might have been if it wasn't turn-based. There's a deliberate feel to it, and you can also get doused in oil, you can throw rocks, and use similar feeling skills and spells. Called pawns in Dragon's Dogma 2, you can have up to 3 other active companions that can fight with you or heal you, although you can't actively control them. Without map quest markers, they also help guide you as to where the next mission is. They're a little bit chatty though, and sometimes I wish there was a mute command. In Ronin, you can have 2 other companions in battle that you can switch playing as anytime, and can revive you if you go down. So that's it for now. These are at least the major differences of these two different games that at their most basic will still have you adventuring and killing baddies. Personally, I lean more towards Ronin since I've played that more and I love the setting and the flashy action. But I understand and am also excited for how Dragon's Dogma 2 could really grow on me with time once I get over its no easy fast travel quirk.